Have you ever heard family or friends say, I should have bought more real estate 10, 20 years ago when it was so much cheaper? Well, if you're watching this video, don't be like that. I'm going to tell you and show you why you got to buy now and not wait any longer, and I'm going to show you exactly how much money it'll cost you by sitting on the fence. I'm going to back it up with some real data on what's actually happening in Australia and why it's only going to go one place. Alright, so first off, let's start with some facts. Number one fact, do you know what the immigration net is per year at the moment? It's 446,000 people move to this beautiful country every single year. That's from the Australian Queensland government statistics. Now in Queensland, we're getting 180,000 of them. 180,000 people. Where are they going to live? I've dug deeper, and in 20 years, Brisbane will have 1 million more people. Where are they going to live? You guys can see the infrastructure they're doing at the moment. The bridges, the tunnels. In the 5 years leading up to the Sydney Olympics, this greater Sydney area went up 88% in 5 years. Brisbane has the Olympics coming in 7 years. And let's face it, if you don't buy, the other option is renting. Now the median rent in Brisbane is $630. And I just did the numbers. $630 is $32,760 a year. If you guys sit on the fence for 10 more years, it's going to cost you $327,000. Now let me show you a simple calculator showing you the effects of compounding growth does, and by you sitting on the fence, how much it really costs you. So let's work with a number of $700,000. In our calculator here, I'm going to put here the suburb growth rate. Now I'm putting 8%, but I'm being very conservative, right? I'm not a real estate agent, I'm a finance broker. I'm the conservative guy. 8% is seriously modest. We've been seeing double-digit growth. I mean 16%, 18% capital growth per year the last couple of years, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. So me putting 8% is a very conservative long-term average. So $700,000, 8% in 10 years, a property worth $700,000 today will be worth $1.5 million. So by not buying that property today in 2025, the property worth $700,000 will be worth $756,000 next year. Let's say I hold on another year, that property will be $816,000, which is $116,000 more than simply 2 years before. A lot of people say to me, should I wait for the election? A lot of people wait, should I wait till I pay out my car loan? Should I wait till I save a bit more money? And my answer is, please, if you want to buy, come and speak to us. We can work out exactly what you're eligible for, what government grants you're eligible for, how much you can afford, how we can make you look better on paper to borrow more or to get in a better situation so you can actually get a mortgage. That's what you need to do. From watching this video, the next step is simple. Call Mad or jump on our website, book us in with the meeting online, anywhere in Australia or face-to-face, and we can work out exactly how much you can afford so you can start your property journey. The grants are the best I've ever seen in my whole 15-year career. I'm going to tell you some other policy changes which it makes it easier for you to buy a house right now. CommBank made a game-changer policy decision allowing first-home buyers who are buying the house to live in to use proposed rent from a flatmate. Now, we can use an extra $150 per week. You have to sign a stat dec saying, I will rent to Peter Smith for $150 a week. Now, if you give it to us, we can now put this into your borrowing capacity, and it dramatically increases your borrowing capacity about $40,000 to $50,000. So people about a month ago could borrow $600. Today, with that policy change, can probably borrow $640, $650. That's pretty game changer. On the 1st of May, there is no cap on purchase amount with stamp duty waived. You can go spend $3 million and you won't pay stamp duty as a first home buyer in Queensland. However, it has to be something brand new or land and be built upon within 2 years. There's a few T's and C's. And for you watching at home, the takeaway message is the government grants and the policies the banks are bringing out are the best I've ever seen in 15 years. If you want to buy a property, all you have to do is come to a finance broker. You're no good going direct to one bank. You might go to another major bank, but they don't do some of these government grants. Or they may not do some policies which enable you to actually get a loan. You're better off going to a finance broker like us and us showing you all your options available. It's going to get you in the property market earlier. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is where to buy and what I can buy with my budget. Use realestate.com.au. It is the #1 thing in Queensland. Domain is big down south, but realestate.com is clean. Bit of a tip for you guys all. Make sure your search filters always has date newest to oldest, okay? If you have on featured, it could be stuff which is 2 months old, 3 months old. Whereas if you got the newest to oldest, if something gets listed this hour, it'll come up. Make sure you also can put in there your favorites and you'll get notified as new listings in that suburb. Now let's say you got $700 grand to spend, all right? Where I would be looking is somewhere like Woodridge, where we're talking sub 20, 25 kilometers from the city. I'm just going to change my filter to sold, just to show you guys what's been selling in Woodridge for that sort of amount. So 700 grand, we can, as you can see here, there's some townhouses, but I want to change this to house. I always do try to tell my customers, houses with land is more rare. God isn't producing more land, whereas units and townhouses are unlimited supply. So let's have a look at Woodridge. We'll change this to the newest, like I said earlier. So, wow, 876 sale price, that's big. Guys, I bought a property on behalf of an investor only 2-3 weeks ago. There's a link to the video just here. And we paid $710,500. It was a good property. But look, I believe, as you can see this one here, 670. There is still things you can buy. It's going to need work, but you remember your first house is a stepping stone. It's not your forever house. 685, 597 square meters, 3-bed, 1 bath, Rumman, good real estate agent. Look, it's a lot better than my first property. So in the 700 grand mark, that's the one I bought actually at auction right there. 710, 500. You can still definitely get a decent property. 782, 750. So look, another suburb that we're doing, and I see a lot of good value, is Aspley. On the north side is Zilmere. Houses in that area, 8 to 900 grand, I think is pretty good value. But at the end of the day, step one for you is to work out how much you can afford. Is it 1.1? Maybe you look at the Bay Area. Maybe you look at the Redlands. Are we at 1.3? Maybe we come a little bit closer to Brisbane. We look at Carina. You can get something not on a main road, decent block. Yeah, the house will need work, but remember your first house is a stepping stone. The work that you put into it, the bathroom and the kitchen that you do to it, will increase the value and set you on your property journey. And now let's talk about serviceability, okay? A lot of you are probably thinking, yeah, George, I'm paying rent, but how am I going to fight a mortgage? Let me show you. First things first, I've done the numbers, and I've got 2 incomes on 75 grand each. No kids, they can go spend 700 grand. They can take advantage of these 95% no LMI deals that the government are offering. No stamp duty government grants. They can do it, guys. You can do it. Please don't doubt yourself. It's either rent or buy, and I've helped heaps of people buy. Let's have a look. If I borrow 700 grand, I buy for, and I borrow 95%, that's a loan of 665. 665, interest rate probably 5.8%, and let's make that weekly principal and interest. It's $900 a week. The average rent is $630 a week. A couple $100 a week extra, and it's your mortgage you're paying off. Principal and interest, which means you're paying the loan off. You can do it. All you have to do is give us a call, unless, I don't care where you are on your journey. If it's 3 years away or 3 months away, let us work with you. We don't charge any money. We're free. Banks pay mortgage brokers, and let's work out how much you can afford. Is there a bit more savings we can do? Are there other options that you may have in your back pocket you weren't even aware of, like a guarantor loan, which is a great way to get into the market? But thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and hopefully we can help you buy your first house and ultimately answer the question, buy now or buy later.